Всем привет! И сегодня я решил записать сюжетку главную. Поскольку у нас вышло сколько? Ну, не помню, 3 или 4 дня назад Сумера. Так что наконец-то у нас будет прохождение сюжетки главной. Так что так не надо. Так что приступим. Еще, ну, тут еще ивент есть. Сначала я сюжетку пройду, а потом ивент буду проходить, поскольку ивент будет длиться месяц как раз таки. Так что сначала сюжетку, а потом ивент. Так что да. И еще что. Я главную сюжетку не трогал. Вот она типа. Я вот эту хрень не трогал, чтобы сюжетку не задеть. Так что в основном я, можно сказать, себе только телепорт открыл и все, в принципе. Так что, можно сказать, почти с самого начала будем открывать Сумеру. Ну, только сюжетку, а не именно Сумеру. Так что приступим проходить Сумеру. Так, давайте я, наверное, этого засранца уберу все-таки, а то он будет мешать. Ну, давайте выводим. Оп, погнали. Так, где у нас тут телепорт был? Если я буду слишком сильно лагать, как, ну, типа, ладно, те, типа, дни, пофиг. А из Сумеры это же там растения, растительность, всякая хрень. Потому что если будет лагать сильно прям, то я, наверное, графику понижу немножко, чтобы уже было, ну, хотя бы нормально играть было. Так что, если что, я ее понижу, если будет прям сильно лагать. Поскольку Сумера, там дофига растительности. Тут ничего нету, тут железо. Ну, у меня уже лагает от прогрузки. Грибочек. Ну чё, добро пожаловать в Сумеру. Так, и что у нас? Иди дальше. Ну я понял. Дальше-то чё? Ну, текстура это отлично, рендеринг.
To Sumero, our next objective should be to head to Sumero City and find a way to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to be. But even so, people call Sumero the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, but Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumero City. Maybe we can climb up to that, even if we can't see exactly where the city is. At least.
Так, Paimon, я попробую.
Wait a second. Look, there's.
И кто ты?
Perfect timing. Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander around. Hey there. We're not from around here and seem to have gotten a look. Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! You over there! Could you give us some directions? Huh? What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Wait! Could she be ignoring us? Well, even so, she might be heading someplace where we could find other people. When we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for...
Сквозь тёмные леса.
Come on, let's follow her.
Открыть там
Keep
можно?
quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us.
Открываем. Так, ну это за кадром я, скорее всего, буду делать, поскольку сейчас мы сюжетку будем проходить, а не открывать телепорт. И порт так видно на карте. Да выйди. Да похилиться можно было. Так, куда? Чёртки.
Huh? She just walked near that small waterfall and then suddenly vanished. Paimon thought this cave would lead to a village or something, but look, she's sitting over there. What should we do now? Do we try asking her for directions? It looks like she's meditating or something. Oh. It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home, but at least it smells nice. Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you feel sick?
Не надо, Ярик, блин.
What's happening? Traveler?
Ярик, проснись. Ё-моё, ты обосрался в Сумере. Только зашел и обосрал. Молодец, похлопай. Похлопаем ему. Похлопаем ему. Ну, загрузка всегда очень быстрая. Где-то, по-моему, нет, загрузка. Тут даже голос хрен поймешь, где откуда. Снова телепорт. Да. Ясно. Так это то же самое. Че, галюну, что ли? Ну, блядь, мы же накурились точно. Галюны же пошли. Люблю я такие загрузки, блядь. Медленнее, чем грузит, чем те, блядь. Звуки есть, загрузки пофиг. Давай грузить дальше. Мы же ничего не прогрузили, дальше. Любим, обожаем. Добро пожаловать в Genshin. А можно побыстрее, пожалуйста? Ой, блин. Вот как это понимать?
Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that he's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now?
Нет.
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake!
Фига себе.
Well, we're at... good question. This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest rangers as a base of operations. My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we brought you here. Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you some while you were unconscious. Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine once you wake up.
Не надо. Не надо. Уже стоит.
Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these. All right, I'll get it for you once I'm finished here.
Ебало.
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidya Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board. But if Farbode for—
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
Насрил.
Yes, please do.
Лекарство.
If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him.
Насрил. И больше вас запор не беспокоит.
So, how are you doing?
Конечно.
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He's chief.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But now that you're awake, it is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training and meditation in isolated areas, particularly the nearby forests. In hopes of asking directions, you two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. That incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have profound— Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences? Or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room and I'll—
Yes, Master Tainari. Wait, hold on a second.
Sure, let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay—
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced— If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you? So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let— The rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. For now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At least until you— Good. Now continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumero, where Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible, but, hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be?
Будущее, наверное. Не просто.
Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment here. But why didn't— If he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? Oh, Paimon gets it now. Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out, but it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think we should? Good idea. Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what she...
То есть как Таганари хреново относится так.
Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Kale!
Почему не карман? Или не комнат? Братан. Эти семена смешные, это тупец. Ашпажин. Туда.
All right, next let's see. Right hand. Yes, but please remember that you still need to be careful.
Yes, I will. By the way, Master.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time. Besides,
But I have a vision too!
don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something. Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah! Since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might as well...
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the statue.
Tainari, we're ready to head out.
Roger, I'll be right there. All right, we'll be headed.
Yes, you can count on me. So, Kale, what exactly... Tainari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but, Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be... They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining... As for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous areas. Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps, as we... Paimon, Traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Я так понял, мы сейчас будем домохозяйками. Да, сюда. Куда я не пойму. А, вон, видишь. Сюда? Да.
Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones.
Понятно. Чё за ладно. Alright.
Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it when you came down this road before. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't clean the statue. Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then. Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard... by the way, Kale, do you know anything about... that depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukudavata or Lesser Lord... Huh? Greater Lord Rukud... Oh! Is that the name of the former Dendro? Uh-huh. Greater Lord Rukudavata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the... To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that occurred... According to what Master has told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity. The sages dubbed her Lesser Lord... Uh-huh. Then what? Well, and then... Uh-huh. You're not too sure? Yeah, I'm from Sumeru.
Это из масштаба. Хотя нет, я не помню, она же из манги, по-моему. Так что я понял.
Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with strangers. If that's the case, then
Я не
don't
помню,
worry.
откуда она.
Wait, no, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Anyway, you two know Amber, right?
Она из Манштада, да? Я не помню, в манге она была в Манштаде.
Wait, Amber? You mean... Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for If you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. Sorry. Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just, sorry. I was rambling. It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber, so how do you know that we've met Amber? Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have stayed in touch by writing each other letters.
Подожди. Не понял.
In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious blonde traveler and their floating companion. I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But, considering everything you've been— so that's— Yep. So please know that you two have my complete— I wish I could tell you more about the Dendro Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru for some time, and I haven't read any books. That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Rukado. Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. There is one thing. So that's why you're here. Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright, You both have my thanks. Well, you two are up there cleaning. I'll go— Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda
Да
small.
ладно, может потому что Маркон сидит.
Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanali? The name does seem to fit the well, anyway, we'll have to figure that. Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Paimon will fly up.
Чисто.
Nice work. That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale.
Чисто.
Kale, we're back. Welcome back. You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take a little break. Yay, food! What kind of goodies did you bring? Hey, don't be a party pooper. It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope you'll like them.
Пита? Пита, какими прям?
What?
Да ты соврал?
You dropped it on the ground! Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine. Oh, Those pitas are amazing! You're quite— Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night knowing something so tasty and— You really know how to compliment it. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime. I'll even include— Yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to believe someone as diligent as— Oh! Kale, don't you think that Tainari's a little— Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but he's never said anything. Everyone has their clumsy
Да.
moments.
Конечно.
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem a bit harsh at first, but with some time, I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some
Он же
ancient and
наставник.
mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. Oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group called, anyway,
Проблемы.
because Master does a lot of research on plants. Sages from the Academia have written him many times, but Master declines their offers every time, saying, Sumeru City is too noisy. It'd be bad for my ears.
Давай так.
I know, right? I've always wanted to pet them too.
Очень смешно.
Anyway, Master could have easily left the rainforest to take up a position at the academia, but he chose to stay here instead as a fool. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make. Really? Paimon would have never. Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. Paimon's still kinda upset though. He kept scolding Paimon the entire way here.
Ну, па-
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little, but it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, "Why, oh why? Is he going to die?" It probably started. Hey! Don't laugh! Paimon was genuinely concerned. Hey! Now even Kali started to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this! It's time for some Paimonial wrath!
Давай.
No! Don't touch me!
Что там? Что происходит?
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon didn't mean to. No, I just. Kale, are you okay? What's the matter? No, I'm. I'm fine. I'm sorry. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's hurry back. Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of a sudden?
Флэшбэки из манги. Дарина. Наконец-то. О, здорово, Настасия.
Traveler, you've returned.
Да.
Yep, we're back.
Oh, Kale?
Oh, okay. Guess we'll just have to wait and talk to her tomorrow.
Настасия. И убил. Я понял. А, даже совершенно. Окей. Они так следят. Тик-так, 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 тик-так. Тик-так, 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 тик-так.
Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now.
Привет, Тигнари.
Ah, it's you two. I
Тигнари.
was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tainari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply,
You mean she's sick? How could she be?
no need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too... I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time.
So, Tainari, what?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell asleep.
Я не помню, что она борщ или типа того. Так что я не помню. Он серьезно лежит? Не. Ну-ка. А я не понял. Что делаешь у меня дома? Ну, тут тебе ничего нету. Да, нет. Эй, блин. Оба. Черный экран будет говорить, да, это помню. Жалко.
All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma.
Вот мне интересно, в Надзуме же, она же может открыть, типа, не только... Ну, Надзуму по логике нахрен не нужно. Тебе нужен 35 уровень и пройти эту шахту. Если бы я не открывал Надзуму, он бы тоже так сказал или нет, интересно? Нет, ну по логике да, ну... Вот тут как-то странно было бы.
So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Well, because Kale asked me to.
Да я знаю.
And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend.
So, Tainari, what exactly is wrong with Kale?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling in its final stages. The disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become complete.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything.
Понятно.
Lest she ends up. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied and said they had a cure.
Да, я вам говорю, Фатуи, который этот, да, доктор, проще говоря.
What? The Fatui?
Ah, it appears you are already familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor.
Докторы.
I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars.
Oh, Paimon had no idea.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's so—
She doesn't need to apologize. None of the...
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my—
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led to her breakdown this time. Though, I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about— Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, I'm afraid the long distance— All right. Now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed.
Yeah, we'd like to do something to help Kale.
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for—
No problemo.
Да, конечно. Особенно ты, Паймон.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as lunar lotus. It's often used to help those afflicted with Elazar recover their energy.
У меня не есть.
Wait, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Lunar lotus can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows—
У меня не есть, ну, поскольку сюжет это сюжет, так что похуй.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. Lunar lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumero have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Kalpalata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Oh, huh. Okay then.
There should be lunar lotuses growing somewhere in this area. Let's split up and begin searching. If you could manage to gather 4, we'll rendezvous here once you've gathered the...
Походу, низкий график лучше понизить. Потому что лаги есть. Скорее всего, из-за мобов.
Alright, we've gathered enough lunar lotuses. Let's head back to meet Kainari. Hey Kainari, we found...
Let me take a look. Good. I'm quite glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Kainari, someone's calling your name.
Ah yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long? Let's go find out what's going on.
Давай. С лагами. Ха-ха-ха-ха. Здорово.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gen...
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The Withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. It reappeared. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area. So we just...
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision.
Wait, Kainari, why don't you let us...
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still on... There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said that. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be...
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at use...
It seems the rumors about you are true. In that case, we typically only teach visitors how to identify the Withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an exception today. And show you what it...
Давай, показывай.
Stop. Don't move any further. Look there in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered! That whole area is... Oh, Paimon doesn't like the look of this.
That is the Withering. All right, Traveler. We're going to have to enter that Withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call... Thank you. But I must warn you. Don't put... Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the Withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If it... You ready then? Let's go.
Давай. Погнали.
First, we must locate any branches sustaining the Withering zone.
А мне не надо дендру стихию. Именно это. Так. Я забыл, что надо. По логике. Я не помню, что надо делать. По-моему, эту хрень часов.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Добраться с мобами, да?
Right now.
Race to the wicket!
Это что? Это шаг такой.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
Я же вроде так можно, да?
Now, destroy the tumors of the withering.
И...
We did it! Everything's returning to...
Yes, thanks to you two. We were able to
Tainari? You make it sound like we...
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which the withering zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear... If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were affected will... This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on them. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to...
Huh? Well, why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar... No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumero for millennia. It's said that... By the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface, although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul. The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archons... And as for the withering, its emergence is related to a disease. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious creatures did not... I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time and... All right, that's enough on this topic for the time.
Это что? Горит свечу. Хилиться, еды нету, ну ладно, думаю хватит. Ладно, пешком дойду. В принципе, не так уж далеко. В принципе, не так уж и далеко. А наверх. А тут можно было ладно.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back.
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. Huh. Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia!
What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
Что-то не помню.
Oh, Oh, her? How could we forget? So did something happen?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh? All Paimon sees are
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you—
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines. And by the time we've... Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as... I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these.
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the traveler—
Let's find out. Here, Traveler, take a smell and... So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not— But wait, how'd you know that he'd be okay?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsol's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though, because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence. When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsol. What? I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of spirit-born...
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously.
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. Please, wait here for a moment.
Я так понял, надо немножечко духом быть, чтобы вселиться в эту душу. Ай, нам молиться, ой, молиться. Я так понял, вдыхать эту хрень снова придется, да? Чтобы вдушить это все. Ну чё?
Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. I'm sure it'll come. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her and she'll No. I should be the one thanking you.
Ну шо, вдыхаем свежесть.
Aisha should still be in the cave.
Там телепорт. Ну, или не телепорт. Ой, блин. Давай. Без этого. Крутись быстрее. Ой, я не представляю, как в других регионах я буду это делать. У меня ж, наверное, по 30 кадров, по 10 не будет это все. Если в Сумеру, до хрена зарослей, блин. А в других-то там, наверное,
Aisha
вообще...
should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Hey! Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area.
А случаем не грибы эти. О, дрожачка. Тик-тик-тик-тик-тик-тик. Ова, здорово. И снова мы телепортируемся в задницу, да? Да. Как же я оползаю эти загрузки. Я вася. Давай грузись уже. Ты здесь еще будешь грузиться через жопу. Ну и чё встала? Не страдай хренью. Вы чё там грузите? Что ж толка, а? Кошмар. Грузись давай, а. Быстрей. Звуки есть, осталось загрузку дать несколько часов. А, что?
There you are.
И вот чё отгрузилось?
Hi, Paisha. Are you alright?
Нет, блин, я без еды 3 дня уже.
So hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait. Why does it look...
А, вот чё грузилось, да?
Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh.
Я думал, чё грузилось, блин. У нас все изменилось. Грибочки.
This place is huge! Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Да. Что там есть? Выпил. Сундук. Отлично. Ладно.
Right here. Emerge.
Подпали. Ой, все.
Please, purge!
Right here. Emerge. Right now.
Очевидно, что это не было.
Please, purge!
Так нам сюда надо. А там что у нас? Там у нас что? Ну-ка. Что у нас тут? Вот мне вот интересно. Вот нам туда. Я не пойму вообще. Для чего тогда вверх? Если вниз показывает. Чего? Теперь сюда. Что это гулюн? Что?
What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Мы его на зоме, чё? Еще. Потом будет, потом маршрут, наверное, да? А, нет. Чё это? Понял. Как я надзуму. А, все понял. То есть там надо все эти штуки собрать. Это мне не обязательно показывать. Я знаю, что это дает. Ай, не успел. Нет. Нет. Блин, можно забраться. Это ладно, давай. Вот я могу забраться. Тебе не могу. Ой, блин. А ну, да ёп. Вот ты. Добро пожаловать, Genshin Impact. А как зацепиться за тебя? И... Да и... Ладно. Не понял. Что это? Ну? Чё не работает? Должна же работать. Ладно. Так, теперь в этот заходим. Спасибо. Что это? Понял. Я же штаны наложил. От вашей бутонизации, блин. Так, куда нам? А. Все. Открыть как? А, понял. Включить. Так. Где появимся? Внутренний двор. А. До сих пор в надзуме.
What in Tibet is going on here? This
Да
place
вы
is
на
getting
зуме,
weirder by the
блин.
minute. What's the matter? You don't look so good.
Что-то знакомое. Очень знакомое, сука. А, вижу. А, это... Понял. Так, что это? Да,
The Abyss Herald! What are you planning to...
Strange place. Plotting.
Ну ёп. Ты водный, ты водный.
Right here. Emerge. Right now.
Dodge! Break force!
Ну, сейчас начнется. Надо же.
Emerge. Right here. Right now.
Ну как не убить? Почему? О, не домашний. А, понял.
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler. Though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eye, the bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. But don't you fret now. Today will...
Ой, снова начинается. Ай, блин, быстро грустная жопа. Звуки есть. А черный экран можно убрать?
What do we do? Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
So sweet.
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Oh, guess that makes sense. Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better... Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring...
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit.
Oh, really? I seem to understand now.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So, you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
So, Hypatia, just...
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some... I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Ermin's. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind... And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
Ты погрузился в сон. Видишь,
And then I had a dream. By the time I came, I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few... I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had questioned... Sorry about that. Sounds...
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Alright, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu will feed...
sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before.
Ясно. Девочка на костре. Где костер у нас?
All done! Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we... Oh, it smells amazing!
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives with...
So why does this incense allow people to connect?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukadevata. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into... Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt...
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question.
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sense. Taking in any sense similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. It appears you've already... Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using an...
Well, that's really...
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life.
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher, after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers and sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities, that's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility.
Whoa! So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous.
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being.
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody...
Huh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukadevata, the god of... I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a... But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with the...
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. World, forget me. If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright, and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Жопа. Где? Ах ты чего? Это чё? Исследовать. Да ё... Понял. Так, что у нас тут? Это собирать не буду.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that, as Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumero City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have...
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the immortal.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort. And now he...
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumero.
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite...
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project. But I had to refuse. But all that can wait. How did things...
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She...
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer.
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have a...
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try...
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure...
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata. Needless to say, this device and its usage...
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave.
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do... She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted...
Thanks, Tainari.
Farewell. And good luck.
Ну, поговорим с Колей и, наверное, закончим записывать видео. Так что... Где он? Сейчас поговорим с Колей и закончим. Боюсь спросить, откуда здесь... Ладно.
I've been waiting for you two. Never mind. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my but I guess now I understand that the most important thing is there's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're... Thank you. That means a lot. Oh? What is it? It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy. Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those. I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to.
Так. Разгрузочка. Город Сумеру. Вижу, где. Ну, в принципе, как я и сказал, лучше закончить. Так что увидимся в следующей серии. Так что так давайте. Ну что? Давай. Да блин, ну вот уберись. Всем пока-пока.